Hi there, in this video I'm going to talk about something I've struggled with my entire life, comparison. Comparison is the thief of joy, and nothing good comes from it. When we compare ourselves, we either feel good if we measure up, and if we don't measure up, we feel bad about ourselves. But we're all human, and comparison is something we inevitably deal with. It's definitely been a struggle of mine throughout my life, and I just want to share honestly and openly about how that process has been for me and things that have helped me overcome it. To start though, Mama Lai says it best in this clip.
I know I'm different, so what's the point of compare with others? You just get yourself miserable, right?
So Mama knows best. Also, I'm a fan of Brené Brown, and in her latest book, Atlas of the Heart, she mentions this: comparison is the crush of conformity from one side and competition from the other. It's trying to simultaneously fit in and stand out. Comparison says, be like everyone else, but better. I think comparison is just something I dealt with growing up. I'm the youngest of 4 children, so I always compared myself to my siblings. I'm Asian American, so kind of compare yourself and compete with others. I also grew up in Silicon Valley in the Bay Area, went to college, grad school, and worked at tech companies. So there's always that pressure and never feeling like you're enough sometimes. It's something that society can kind of breed in you, maybe Western society in specific. And comparison never ends though, because so I'm in my 30s now, and a lot of my friends are married and have kids, and that's something I definitely want in my future. And sometimes I can compare myself and say like, why don't I have this or whatnot, and it's just not useful. I think if you're human, comparison is something you deal with. But that kind of goes into 3 pieces of advice I have about dealing with comparison and how to overcome it. Number 1 is find a creative outlet and do something you're passionate about. I used to think I was not a creative person at all because I couldn't draw or paint or dance, like I really can't dance or sing. But when you are creative, something happens within you. For me, I'm creative in creating content. I love doing videos. I've talked about this. And when you do what you're passionate about and you unleash creative energy, you don't compare yourself as much because you realize that you are unique and you become thankful for who you are and your unique voice. When I do videos on TikTok or YouTube or any social media platform, what I realized as I vlog my journey on TikTok is that my story is unique and my voice can connect with other people. And that is just the most amazing feeling. I get comments from people that my videos help them on their darkest days. My videos help them through the side effects of cancer. Like, people have sent me gifts from Washington or Sweden. When you do what you're passionate about or you have a creative outlet, that builds your confidence within you because you're not trying to be like everyone else. You're just yourself. That's the biggest advice I have, is to stop comparing yourself to other people, do what you're passionate about, and find your creative outlet, because things will begin to flow from there. This last year and a half, I've documented my journey on TikTok of moving from San Francisco to Hawaii and then quitting my job to start my own business. And in me creating that content and sharing this journey of me discovering myself and owning my path, I've really stopped comparing myself to other people. It's kind of hard to put into words, but when you live your life, you just don't compare yourself to others as much. Advice number 2 on how to stop comparing yourself. Realize that there are different seasons in life. I read this quote on Instagram, ironically, that said, don't compare yourself to others. There is no comparison between the moon and the sun. They shine when it's their time. So don't compare your low season to someone who's in a high season. We're just all on different timelines. You know, when someone else has their glory moment, let them have it. Cheer them on, because your moment will come eventually too. You will shine when it's your time, and I truly believe that. Like, you know, I've been through challenges in my life, whether it's mental health challenges, career challenges, relational challenges, and everything. And I almost feel now is like my time to shine, you know, through building a community on TikTok and inspiring people by taking a leap of faith. And I'm not shining in the sense that like I have everything figured out, but I'm shining in the sense of I'm walking into my journey and I'm owning who I am. And advice number 3 for not comparing yourself, Don't compare your everyday life to someone else's highlight reel. A very practical tip is limit your time on social media. You don't need to scroll endlessly through Facebook or Instagram. Just realize what people are putting out there is a highlight reel. And don't compare that to you sitting on the couch. But sitting on your couch is actually pretty cool. I enjoy doing that. Eating Doritos. But just realize the grass is always greener and people don't show you everything that's happening. I've had this realization with friends recently. You might think, okay, someone's very far along in their career, or they are married and have kids and have this ideal life, or they're financially set, whatever. We all have those things we want. But just because you have that does not mean you are happy. I have a lot of different friends who have made it by all means. They are financially stable and successful, they have family and kids, they have a career, and they still aren't happy. Realize with comparison that everyone deals with their own challenges and everyone has their own problems. I once went to a support group and people said, if you put everyone's problems in a hat, you'll take your own problem back because you're familiar with it. Everyone has challenges, and there's something that you don't know about everyone that's going on behind the scenes. When you get to know people for who they really are, you don't compare because you realize their life isn't all roses. Everyone is going through something.
People are attracted to you because of your unique personality, because you accept yourself.
You think so?
I think so. I hope so.
Where do I get that from?
I don't know. Hey, you have the right DNA.
The right DNA.
So that's my quick advice and 3 tips on how to deal with comparison. Let me know what resonates with you from this video and what's helped you deal with comparison. For me, since moving to Hawaii, this last year and a half, since owning my journey and stepping away from Silicon Valley and that tech life, I don't think I deal with comparison as much. Granted, it could be because I'm not around that rat race environment as much, but I deal with other challenges here in Hawaii. But I think this last year has really taught me that when you live your life and you run your race, you don't compare yourself to other people as much. I've always known that I'm called to a slightly different life. Before I would try and fit in with everyone else, and that makes you miserable because you're living a life you're not supposed to live. So just go live your life and stand tall in who you are. And also, I want to leave you with one final piece of advice from Mama Lai.
I just accept the way I am. Hey, I cannot change myself. I don't think it's too wise to compare yourself with another person because you are unique. You're just not the other person. You are you, right?
I hope that encourages you. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, like and comment on this video. And until next time, stand tall in who you are.